everybody, Sean here, and welcome to Revealing Truth. And special thanks to Mark Scott for sharing this. Katie Souza is a well-known false teacher in the New Apostolic Reformation, and we've shown why in many videos. May it be her story about Jesus and 7 angels appearing in her house, telling us about God's failed promises, how to ascend to heaven for healing, and that we'll get younger with every ascension, her Loch Ness Monster prophecy, and all her other nonsense. And in today's video, she'll be telling some more wacky stories. This was at Joan Hunter's Fresh Start conference. And another thing to be aware of is all the false teachers she teams up with. People like Joan Hunter, who's been on the Sid Roth show more times than most people have. And of course, that leads into selling products, like the Prosperity and Wholeness Kit, Miracle Maintenance, Learning to Prophesy, and you get the picture. But she's also got a healing school you can pay for. And that's just one of Katie's friends. She's also worked with false apostle Tomi Ariomi, not to mention Cindy Jacobs, Stacy Campbell, Heidi Baker, and James Gall. And what's up with James Gall at this women's conference? Suspicious indeed. The point is that birds of a feather flock together, and so do false teachers. And what we'll hear today is another strange story with a lot of overacting and her preaching on death.
We agree with death. You know what happens when you agree with death? He's going to come get you. He's going to come get you because you just given him permission. Snap out of it. Just saying. Not trying to be mean, but snap out of it. Do you understand? Look, I'm speaking from personal experience. I have had death come and personally visit me to take me out. 4 years ago, I'm really sick. My dog is sick. My dog had been seizing like every few minutes for almost 24 plus hours straight. I'm sitting there praying for him, laying in my bed, praying, come on, God, help us out. And all of a sudden, this dark specter literally walks in my room.
One of the common factors of these storytellers is that they often say literally to sell their lies.
Literally walks in my room and says my name out loud like a creepy movie. Katie. Like some creepy movie from Hollywood.
This preaching is like a creepy movie from Hollywood.
And I looked up and I said, who's that guy? And he goes, it's the spirit of death. And he's on assignment to kill you both. And for some reason, I started like doing this.
Clowns entertaining goats, my friends.
I started like doing this. Because the scripture bubbled up inside me. The last enemy to be put under my feet is death. Now I want to explain something to you about that. People go, oh yeah, the last enemy to be put under our feet is death. When we die and go to heaven, we'll have defeated death. Excuse me? That doesn't make any sense at all. Oh, when we die and then go to heaven, that's when we defeat death and put him under our feet? Excuse me, you had to die to get there? That's death. Hello, that's death. That's death having an effect on you when Jesus already brought his effect to naught and to no effect.
And she's right. Death was defeated on the cross. Remember, all false teachers speak some truth at times. Otherwise, nobody would follow them.
So I got cocky. I did my little dance, right? I thought, oh yeah, I got this, right? Ooh, boom, boom. Holmes came at me hard. Every part of my life, he touched. Every part. First, he went after my body. Within like a week, I went into menopause. Boom. That's death, ladies. You know what? We're not supposed to age. We were created immortal. We lost our immortality in the garden through sin, and that's when we began to what? Die. But that wasn't the original creation. That's how we were originally meant to be.
A little more truth, but now she gets into a personal and kind of icky story.
So he went after my body, and I went into menopause. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What pastor just throws out the worldly OMG so casually? Disgraceful.
Oh my God. Okay, like I had already defeated the sweaty betties, right? Like years before, I was having the sweaty betties. Like every night, you know, the blanket, like sweating, the blanket goes off, and then you're freezing cold, the blanket goes on, and then you sweat, the blanket goes off, and then the blanket goes on, right? You get up and the whole bed is sopping wet. Right? Then you're coming in with with one of your pool towels, the big beach pool towels, and laying it down to sop up the water because you don't want to wake the hubby up to change the sheets in the middle of the night. So now you're laying on a beach towel. It smells like chlorine from your pool. Right? So I had gotten delivered of those. God had told me, I want you to preach a certain message on a certain night and just do it privately. And I did it, and boom, that night, I was like, I went home, boom, I knew I was getting delivered. I woke up, I never had a sweaty Betty again. So I'm thinking, oh, I got this menopause thing. Yeah, that's whooped, baby. I got it going on, right? And, oh, no. From that, after the death visit, I started having hot flashes. Well, I learned that hot flashes and sweaty Betties are totally different animals.
What a strange lady. Maybe your sweaty betties stop because that's the natural process God created in women.
Well, I learned that hot flashes and sweaty betties are totally different animals. Okay, hot flashes are like a nuclear bomb goes off inside of you and the hellfire eats your face.
Be thankful, guys. We'll never have our faces eaten off. But seriously, what an inappropriate story for in a church. We don't need to listen to any more of this because it's quite pointless and just another made-up story, unless you actually believe that death walked into her room and talked to her. These are the storytellers we're warned of in Scripture, and because they have no proof of these events, you just have to believe them or you're accused of putting God in a box. Anyhow, please avoid Katie Souza and her stories, and until next time, take care and God bless.